what do you mean by rational Bible? What does rational mean in this
Well,
case?
I can't thank you enough for asking that question. That's the key question of my whole approach, not just to my work on the Bible, but to my religion, my religious life. When God gave out, I have this vision that God gives out abilities before we're born. This one is in the music line, this one is in the math line, this one's in the writing line, and so on. So there must have been a line, or as the Brits would say, a cue for mysticism and an emotional religion. I wasn't in those lines. My vehicle to God and the Bible is reason. That is God's gift to the human race. Animals can't reason. They can feel, but they can't reason. And by the way, I'm not disparaging people who come to God through the mystical realm or whatever other realm. There are many ways to get to God. My way and my only way is through reason. If it doesn't make sense, I reject it. Therefore, my entire biblical commentary, and it's based on a life of teaching the Torah, the first 5 books, upon which both the Old and New Testaments are based. Everything is based on that. My entire approach has been reason. If it doesn't make sense, I write this in my introduction of each volume. If anything I write doesn't make sense, I have betrayed the reader. It must make sense. When I've written my commentaries based on my knowledge of biblical Hebrew, when I have written my commentaries, I actually think, will this make sense to a peasant in rural China who never heard of any of this? And if that's my criterion. So that's why it's called the Rational Bible.
As you mentioned, Numbers is in the Old Testament, and the Old and New Testaments are based on the 5 books of the Torah. Why is the book of Numbers still important or relevant to Christians today?
This is the gift of the whole Bible. Every book is relevant. So I'll give you perhaps my favorite example. This is so relevant, it's almost eerie. So the Israelites or the Jews or the Hebrews, whichever term you wish to use for the biblical Jews, God takes them out of Egypt, right? They've just had 100 years of horrible suffering, of male babies drowned in the Nile, a horrible experience. God brings 10 plagues on Egypt. God splits a sea, lets the Israelites through, and drowns the Egyptian army. And a few months later, they're yelling at Moses and God, we want to go back to Egypt. The food was better. That is the human condition. This is, I will not say anything more important than this. Humans do not yearn to be free. They yearn to be taken care of.